The following audio story has descriptions some listeners may find disturbing and violent. Discretion is advised.
I can remember the party still. I can remember how the room smelled with the fresh cake. I can remember how much everyone was smiling from ear to ear. I can remember everything. My home had been filled with all of my family, from cousins to uncles, my mother and father, my sisters Sarah, Nirvana, and Beatrix. I remember it all. I remember the black limo diving in front of the apartment building as I gazed out the window. I remember how 5 people dressed in all black stepped out and looked around them. I thought maybe they were here for the party. I was only 6. I didn't know what they were there for. To me, the world was innocent. The world was pure. I remember that image of the world shattering before my very eyes that night. I remember how the smell of cake fermenting the air turned to fresh blood. I remember how the balloons filled with helium was popped. I remember the screaming, the fucking screaming. My sisters lay dead, shielded by my father, a bullet to his heart, their throats slashed. I can recall how my aunt tried leaping out the window only for a bullet to race into her back, and I could hear her body hit the pavement. And worst of all, I can remember me, who I was, how my mother grabbed me and flung me into the narrow kitchen, trying to protect me, how she turned to me, her eyes digging deep into my soul, and she didn't say a word. She just kissed my cheek and gave me my teddy bear, and turned to face the man whose face is forever sealed into my brain. And he spoke one word, and my mother was dead. I didn't feel the pain of the bullet, but I couldn't breathe. The man with the hollow eyes, the rough, however pleasing hair, his large hands that somehow felt peaceful when he bent down to me and touched my hand. He smiled at the teddy bear I had, the most gut-wrenching smile I'd ever seen. Even still, to this day.
I'm sorry to crash the party like this. It seems like it was a fun time. You know, you're just a kid. And typically, we don't deal in killing kids. But this time I thought, why the hell not? It's one thing to see your folks die in front of you, but to die with them? Well, that's one hell of a way to go, don't you think?
I couldn't breathe. I could feel my body turning against me, bleeding inside. He took my bear and shook it in front of me.
This yours, kid?
I could only nod yes. And he placed it in my arms, forcing me to hug it. Then he stood over me, and he reloaded the gun, and he looked at me, and I looked at him, and I couldn't see a soul.
No survivors.
Wake up from my dream.